Everybody sit down. We're going to have a talk here. No, we're not. We're going to have fun today. Welcome. Welcome, everyone. We are Ageless Balance. I am Ron. We are going to do today lung bands. Lung bands. All sorts of stuff. Upper body, lower body, and core. We will do some seated. We will do some standing. Plethora of exercises. Let's just start, okay? Hands out. Band between the hands. Remember, if you don't have a band, let me know so I can get you one. And then you can just use a towel or something or a belt. All right, here we go until you get it. Roll the shoulder blades back, bring the arms up overhead and back, down again. So let's step back for a moment. Shall we make sure that we have our neutral position, neutral posture? Ears over shoulders, over hips. Knees and toes, pointed right straight out front, along with the hips. Weight evenly distributed through the sits bones. Now arms out front. Little bend in the elbows at all times. Light pressure on that band. Shoulder blades back, open it up, and bring it back down again. That wasn't too bad. Let's do it again. Up, overhead, roll the shoulder blades back. Squeeze them and stop right here. Right here, arms out in front, little bend in the elbows. Use the lead hand to bring that other arm around. Don't turn the torso, don't turn the head. Just let the shoulders do the rotation and bring it back. So we're really getting into that thoracic spine, that rotation through the middle of the back where you're supposed to be rotating and back so that you can look around behind you. Same thing, lead hand pulls that other arm, but this time turn the torso. Don't. First thing that happened when I started to make that rotation is that sits bone came up off the chair. I've got to make sure feet are flat, knees are forward, no shift from side to side, and then bring it back again. So a little deeper into that rotation, a little more stretch up the back. Other side, follow that band around with the head. Make sure you're looking right straight out in front of you as you do that. If you put chin to chest, that puts all kinds of stress on that lower back. Bring it down. Just kind of relax here for a second. I'm going to bring the arms up and we're going to do one of these. Side bend, use that top hand. Help you just a little bit. Bring that arm over the top. It stops when it hits the ear to the upper arm. Feel the stretch going through the rib cage, up through the obliques on the outside of the core. Take that top hand, pull you back up. Down on the other side, same thing. Band hit me. Around. Good thing bands are not made of concrete, because when it hit me in the head, that would have knocked me out. Back up on top. Right there. And arms down in front. Hold the band just for a second. Feet apart. Let's go into a hip hinge. So hands on the thighs. No band. Just right straight down in front. Weight is in the palm of the hand. Shoulder blades are back. Spine is straight in that neutral position. That is a wonderful stretch. I'm laughing because it felt really good for me. So we're going to do it again because I really enjoyed that. We all should do it. 2 stretches always, or you try to. First stretch loosens up the muscle so it can stretch the sheathing around the outside of the muscle. And the second stretch actually stretches the muscle. And bring it back up again. All right. I'm missing something here. Starting out, band underneath the foot, like that. We're going to do a side arm raise. So find that spot where you can lift that band up. Doesn't have to come up very high. I'm using a pretty tight band here. So remember, you start out. You may have a band that has a handle on it. If you don't, wrap the band around the hand. That way you don't have to grip as hard. A couple of rolls and then up on the side and back down. Palm faces the floor. Up and back down. Work happens in the shoulder. The shoulder lifts. These muscles on the outside of the shoulder. Elbows bent, but it stays at that bend wherever you are. And back down. This band is so strong, it's really digging into the front of the shoulder. It's pulling me forward, so I'm going to bend my elbow just a little bit more, give me a little more modification to bring that up and back down. I couldn't find my easy band. Up. My wife has an easy button. And back down. She keeps it on her desk. Man, that's old days, isn't it? Easy buttons. Up. Was it Office Depot or Staples? Staples, I think. And back down again. Other side. Same thing. Band under the foot. At some point during the course of this class, I will say band on the run, because I always say that during these classes, because one of my cues always reminds me of that. So be looking for it. Be the fifth caller when you hear band on the run. Little bend in the elbow, up on the side, shoulder blades back, bring it up. Really important to keep those shoulder blades back. So when I had too much tension, it was pulling my arm forward because that's where the band is. And it was rolling that shoulder forward, pinching in the front of that shoulder socket. So I want to keep the shoulder blade back and open, so I'm not stressing out the front of that joint. Up, core stays tight, feet out in front, shoulder blades stay back in neutral position. Keep yourself right here. Focus on that. Up and back down. Nothing moves. Close your eyes. Nothing moves except that elbow, or I'm sorry, that shoulder. Up and back down one more time. Shoulder blades back, chest is out, bring the arm up and back down. When I'm taking other people's classes, I really often, and even in my own, I will close my eyes a lot during the classes because I know what it's supposed to feel like, where it's supposed to feel, and I will make sure that I'm getting it there. All right, next. Hands out front. We're going to do that last one that one we did in warm up with the rotation, except what we're going to focus on are these obliques on the side. So I want you to pull that band just a little bit, give it a little tension in between, pulling with that front arm, but also giving a little resistance with that back arm. So it's around. And when I say back, I mean the one in front. The front arm is the one in back because it's the lead arm. Bring it around and then kind of pull, what you are looking for to get these muscles to engage at the outside of the core. Bring it around. Sits bones don't move, knees don't move. Pull with that front arm, little resistance with the back arm, and bring it back to center, nice and slow, nice and easy. Don't let the hips go. Don't let the knees drop on this one or you're going to hurt the lower back. You need to stay in neutral position. Spine does one thing. We're rotating it right now. Bring it around. Follow it. No movement below the hips, and then pull with that back arm. When you make that final pull, when you bring it around here and you're squeezing right there and they're fighting each other, that's when you feel these muscles really engaged. That's when you hit that spot. That's when you hit the good spot. All right, one more time. Going back to the other side and around. Bring it nice and slow. Take those hands. Little tug of war there going on between them. And back to center. Really, really take your time because I want you to focus on shoulders back, spine in neutral, ears above shoulders, hips don't move, sits bones flat on the chair, feet and knees pointed right out front, and bring it back again. And this is the key right here. Knees, hips, toes, sits bones don't move. You're going to be fine. You're not going to roll the bottom half of that body so that you hurt the lower back, as long as you really just focus on that piece and don't let the shoulders roll to the floor. All right, next, side bends. Back under the foot. We go. Reach down on that band. So what you're going to do, the farther down, just keep wrapping it around the hand. We're going to go down on the side, reach down until that band has just a little bit of a tension right there, and then come back up. Obliques on the side doing the work to pull you back up. So that opposite side is contracting to lift, and back down you go. So you're looking for that feeling on the opposite side of the band when you're coming up, on the side of the band as you're going down. Squeeze. Shoulder blades are back. Make sure you're in neutral position and up. Hold. Again, take your time on this. Feel it. Everything's solid. Everything below the waist is not moving, all stationary. Down to the side and back up. Exhale all the air out of the lungs. As you come over, shoulder blades down. Again, they're just like floor or any core exercise. You tighten up, you contract those muscles, and you can do that by pushing the air up out of the lungs by tightening up those core muscles. And back down. So it's not that you have to get the air out of your lungs. What it is you have to make that contraction in the core that does force it out. So that air coming out of your lungs is the cue that you're doing it, what you need to do with the core muscles. And back down, other side. Other side, other side. Wrap. Wrap it up. I'll take it. Okay. Here we go. Shoulders back. Get in neutral position. Start here. Don't hurt the back. Coming down on the side. Head should stay up in a straight line with your spine. And then use those muscles on the other side to pull up. So I'm really not feeling it there. So I need to get down just a little bit deeper on that band. Get just a little more tension in it as I'm down on the side. Feel those muscles work. And then exhale. Tighten up those core muscles. There we go. I'm feeling it. Coming just a little past center, that opposite way. And then back down. So I've got my shoulders are staying perfectly straight, but what you're really looking for right here is those muscles on the outside to do the work. 3 more. Up. 2. 2 more. Let's do it. Down on the side. Head up. And back down one more time. One more time. Up. Nice and slow. Tighten up those muscles. Exhale. And relax. This time, band under the foot. Shoulder blades back. We're going to bring that leg out just a little bit. Hands on the leg. Up. And back down. Use that band to help. Roll the shoulder blades back. It works the lower leg, but use that band to help just a little bit. Up. So you can hold it there. But don't use the band to do the work. The work happens in the front of the hip. You're just giving a little assist here so you can hold it there for a little longer. You're going to feel the stretch in the back of the leg, but you should feel these muscles in the front of the thigh and the hip flexors in front of the hips working. And then back down. Use the band. One more time. Up. Hold it. And back down to the other side. Up front. Shoulder blades back. Bring it up. And back down. And I can't stress this enough. This isn't pulling the leg up with the band. It's lifting the leg and then kind of just a light assist, but you can feel all the muscles working in the legs. They still are. You can just hold it there and keep those muscles under tension a little longer this way so that you can break down that muscle a little more, build it up a little faster. And back down again. So these are props. These are called props that we use. Hands up front. We're looking for with these is, like I said, not to do the work. You need to do the work. This adds just a little bit of resistance in through the movement itself. You have to work it. So this time we're going to do is we're going to bring arms out to the side, shoulder blades back, chest is open, and forward again. So you're going to, as you're pulling it, shoulder blades roll back, opening up the front of the chest, the front of the shoulders, and together again. But here's the key. You need to keep that core tight as you do this. Out, shoulder blades back. So you should be feeling this from the rib cage all the way down to the hips in the front of the stomach and back together. And up Roll the shoulder blades back. Shoulder blades coming together also helps you stay in that neutral position, that ear over shoulder over hip. Out. And back in 2 more times. Looking right out in front of you. Don't let that give. Nothing moves but those shoulders. Elbows don't even move. Just those shoulder blades pulling together. Muscle between the shoulder blades tightens up, contracts, brings the shoulder blades together in the back, and that is the only thing that's happening. And come back forward. Again. I need to find my lighter. Oh, there it is. I found my lighter band. Okay. Arms out in front. Little tension. By putting that tension, you contract the core. So remember, core works every muscle or every time you make a movement, the core has to engage first. When you pull the band apart, core engages immediately. So with that, shoulder blades are back, maintaining that neutral posture. Come back in the chair and forward again into that crunch. So the nice thing with the band on this one is it's putting a little pressure on the shoulders, getting those involved. But the real big thing here is it's forcing you into neutral. It's tightening up the core like it should be. And back up without you having to try to do it. It's assisting with that. Up. Bring them shoulder blades back, keeping the spine in neutral. Get back as far as you can. And then come back forward and down. Arms are getting tired. You can bring them right up to the chest. Doesn't matter where they are. I had them out longer, but that doesn't matter. And up. One more time. Out. So you can get back a little deeper when you've got the hands out farther like that, so you've got some ballast out front. Just don't let yourself roll forward, chin to chest, and try to get that balance by using the whole body. Shoulders stay back. You're going back as far as you can, and then using that core, tightening up those muscles to bring you back up again. Arms are down. Set that down. Grab a drink of water is what you should do right now. It is important that you stay hydrated. We're going to the upper body. Well, we're not going to the upper body. We're going to the upper and lower body. So that first part was focused on core. What I try to do is bring in exercises here that would get all of the muscle groups. We're going to go right there. Band underneath the feet to start out this next one. One leg at a time. Push it out. So you got one foot on the floor, band on the other one, push the leg out and back in again. So get your butt out to the edge of the chair. Shoulder blades are back. One foot is flat on the floor with the band underneath it. So for me, the left foot's on the floor. Pick up that right foot, keeping the band underneath, feet together, and push out through the heel, and then bring it back in. Don't lock that knee out as you push out. Make sure you've got a little bend in it, and back in. You should feel this in the hamstrings, in the glutes, and in the quadriceps. So everything above the knee to the butt. Out. And back in. Push it out. And then you really need to be out on the edge of the chair on this one to make this work really well. And bring it back in. Whew, felt that. Other side. So now right leg down, foot flat on the floor. Bring up that left leg. Out. And back in. Tuck that knee just a little bit as you bring it in. So as you come back, knee comes in, and then push through the heel, extend, and bring it back in again. Out. And back. 3, 2 more. In. 4. And then last one. Push. Push, push, push. And bring it back in. Again. We are going to do narrow rows. Shoulder blades back. I'm getting my lighter band because we are going to upper body, especially shoulders. And that band I'm using is really a lower body only for me because it is so strong. All right. Under the feet. Little bend in the knees. Shoulder blades are back. wrap the hands. We're going to bring the elbows back in a narrow row and out again. The other thing you can do with this that works really well too, just bring the feet up on the heels so that there's less chance of the band coming back and snapping at you. So what you're doing is arms forward, shoulder blades back, little bit of a hip hinge into the front of that, and then elbows back, squeeze the shoulder blades together, and then release. So everything you should feel is between the shoulder blades on this one. In, tight together, and then release. Again, bring it in, squeeze it tight, and back out. A couple more. Whoosh. Squeeze it, and back. So elbows stay as low as you can get them as you bring them in. Keep the elbows down, straight back, and then roll the shoulder blades back. It's going to force you into that neutral posture again. In case you've gone down, chin to chest, this right here, rolling the shoulder blades back, will bring you right where you should be. And back down one more time. Bring it in, squeeze the shoulder blades together. And back out again. Give yourself some slack here. Keeping the feet out front. Same thing. Arms out to the side this time. A little bend in the elbows. We're just going to roll the shoulder blades back together and down. So this one, you're going to feel upper part of the back at the base of the neck, upper half of the shoulder blades. So as you come back, arms come back, roll the shoulder blades together and back. But this time you're going to feel higher because you're bringing the bands up higher. The last one we did, bands were down low. So you're getting this bottom half of that shoulder blade. This one, bringing the arms up higher, getting the top of that shoulder blade. So again, there's a lot of muscle between the shoulder blades. We want to make sure that we get that whole thing. And no one exercise does the whole sheathing there. And back down, bring it up. Squeeze, keep the back straight. Again, roll the shoulder blades back, forcing yourself into neutral. Hold yourself there as you release on those bands just a little bit. Don't let it go slack. Squeeze and release. Bring them together. One more after this. Down, up, and back. It's amazing what you can do with bands, isn't it? I think it is. All right, curls. Curls, curls. Palms up. Bands wrapped, bands wrapped around the hands. Palms up, and it is bring it up and back down. The amount of tension is based on, or the amount of work you put into it is based on the tension on the band. So if you want a little more, you can wrap down one more wrap, or if you're not able to get it up at all, maybe you want to take it and unwrap one wrap or half a wrap. All right, so again, up, elbows stay right next to the torso, hands come out front, and back down. So really keep those elbows right where they are. Don't let them move. Up. You don't have to come all the way up. A few inches even is all you need just to feel those muscles in the front of the upper arm. Do the work. Contracting, bringing that lower arm up. Shoulders stabilizing. You got those shoulder blades back, opening up the chest. So you've got all sorts of stability through the shoulders. They're not going to come forward. And chin to chest. Down. Two more. Up. Squeeze it. Hold it. And back down, nice and slow. Take your time with this. Last one. Up. You're staying there, keeping those muscles under tension. Elbows are forward. And back down. All right. Take one side at a time. We're going to do a hip hinge over this front leg. Elbow back. Hand across the thighs. So we're keeping that hand across the thighs to keep the shoulders square. Because what we don't want to do is rotate, getting one shoulder to come back. We're going to do a triceps kickback. So shoulder blades are back, chest is out, elbow as far back as you can get it, and it's extend at the elbow. Don't lock it out. Don't go all the way. And don't move the wrist. Wrist stays right where it is. Knuckles perpendicular to the arm. Up. And it stays like that all the way through. You can cheat it by rolling that hand up and bringing it up. It doesn't do the same thing is keeping that hand straight, that wrist not moving, and back down. The only thing you should feel moving is the elbow. And then when you get to the end, hold it, feel that muscle working in the back of the upper arm, and release. Up, squeeze it, and down one more time. Again, notice I'm not rolling out to the side or leaning into that side so my arm will go back farther. It's just elbow moving, everything else is stationary. And back in. We're going to do the same thing on the other side. Elbow back, shoulder blades back. Get the hand across the thighs to make sure that you keep those shoulders straight. Get that elbow back, and then extend. And up. Don't let your chin come to your chest or your shoulders come down on this one. It's a real easy thing to do as you're sitting here, to just kind of let gravity pull you down. Use those muscles in the core, upper back, to bring the shoulder blades back, to keep the chest out. Working those posture muscles all the time. And in. Again, don't let slack in that band. Always have just a little bit of tension. Hold at the end, squeeze that muscle in the back of the upper arm, and come in. Out. Squeeze it. And in. Nice and tight. Hold it there. And back. Two more. Two more. Out. And back in. Last one. Triceps kick back. Out. And bring it back in. This is upper body exercises, in case you're wondering. Band around the back, because my upper body is definitely feeling these band exercises. Wrap, 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 wrap it up. Butt flossing, back flossing, back flossing. Ready? We're going to do a chest press. First thing, elbows down, 45-degree angle. Before you start, get the elbows where they need to be. This is the least stress on the elbows and the shoulders. And then you're going to take out, bringing the elbows in as you come in, or as the hands go out, elbows start to come in. Don't lock them at the end. Keep a little bend in them. When you get to that farthest point, roll the shoulders forward, feel the chest work just a little bit more, and then come back again. So this is the best way we can emulate a push-up, is hands pushing out, feeling the resistance through the band, keeping a little bend in the elbows so you don't hurt the elbows. Roll the shoulders out. Don't put your chin to your chest like I just did. And back again. Elbows back at a 45. Again, protect the joints. Up, out, roll the shoulders, bring it all back in. Two more, out. So this is for the chest muscles. And back, one more time, out, hold, and back in, arms out to the sides. We're going to do a sweep in this time, together and back out. Adjust the bands if you need to, more tension, less tension, so that you can come in, because what you want to do is, let's see if I can show this. As you're coming in, you want to squeeze the chest together so the shoulders kind of roll in towards each other. You can feel these muscles working right in the front of the shoulder socket as you squeeze, and then you're coming back out again. So this is a fly, as if you were on a machine at the Y. Out, a fly machine. This is what you would be doing. And bring it back, shoulder blades back. So this one you're really going to feel in the front of the shoulders and through the chest, all the way through. Got a little bend in that elbow. And back out, a couple more. Bring it in, squeeze the chest nice and tight. Like you're trying to get the shoulders to touch across the front. You won't. I mean, maybe you won't. Shouldn't be able to. All right, here. And back, out. Again. All right, let's go to lower body. Let's go to lower body. Grab a drink of water first, though, before we do. The first thing we're going to do with this lower body is wrap the band around the feet. Both feet. Bring the feet right side by side. Pull the band tight. So you got the feet all tied up. You're all tied up right here. Shoulder blades are back. Out on the edge of your chair. Let's bring the knees in at the same time so we keep that alignment. First thing we're going to do is do heel raises. This time we're going to alternate though. So instead of bringing both heels up like we normally do, we're going to use that band being held by that other foot to give just a little bit of resistance on the top of the foot we're raising. So up and back down nice and slow, up. Always when you're doing band exercises with the legs, even with the arms too, but especially with the legs, when you bring that up, don't let the band pull the legs together, pull that heel in as it's coming. Work the muscles on the outside of the leg all the time. Up, working that ankle to keep that heel out from going back in. So you're always fighting the pressure to bring it back together, which is great for the joints, the ankles, the knees, the hips, because they're all involved. Oops, I'm not alternating. They're all involved in keeping that heel out. Up, back down, other side. Feel those muscles working back of the lower leg, the calf muscles, and back down. Up, squeeze it, and back down. We're going to walk the feet. So, out, heel out, toe out, in, and in. Again, fight the band. Going out, definitely. It's trying to pull you in. You go as far as you can. But now, when you lift the toe up, heels on the floor, you're pivoting on the heel, but slowly bring those toes together. Don't let the band just pull it in. Fight it all the way. Make those muscles work. We're using that whole ankle to do that. Toes down, and now the heels, same thing. Go slow. And drop the heels down. Walk in, walk in, walk in. Out. Heels, take your time. Toes, as far as they'll go. More front of the foot, keeping the knees apart. And now slowly bring the toes together. Heels in, slowly. Make sure those knees are staying right out. So what happens a lot on this is the knees will go out to the side as we do it. Remember, always keep those joints aligned. Toes, ankles, hips, knees, all together. One more time. Out. Out. So the same thing, don't let the knees collapse right here. Use those muscles on the outside of the leg to keep the legs out. It's what you want when you're walking. You want the legs to stay in alignment. So you got to strengthen those muscles up in that alignment. So they always go there. In and in. Whew. All right. Ready? It gets better. Don't worry. Out and in. And when I say better, it gets a little harder. That's better to me. Bring it up. And it is for all of you, I'm sure. In and down. Pick the foot up. Again, don't let the foot stay in and the knee go out. Knee and toe are stacked over each other. I was checking. Yep. Stacked over each other. Bring it up. Step out to the side. Toe stays forward. Up and back. Outside of the hip, especially outside of the hip, but also medial glute, the middle of the outside of the butt. Up. Nice and slow back in. This works the muscles all the way up the outside of that foot, or the outside of that leg. Outside of the foot, ankle, all the way up to the outside of that knee, all the way up to the hip, going into the glutes. And back again, out. And one more time on the other side. My legs are fatiguing, my hips are. Out, tap, up, and back in again. What are we doing next? Toe rotations only. All right, get that band as tight as you can. I want you to take out, out, toes up, and in. So what we're looking to do here, what I'd like to have you do if you can, is toes don't go on the floor. They stay up. And in nice and slow. Get them out as far as you can. We're creating some flexibility here within that ankle as well as strengthening it up. And back. Out. Shoulder blades are back. You're staying in neutral position, of course, because there is no other position to be in. and in, out. Neutral's the best. And it really is. And in, one more time, out. Get them out as far as you can. Hold it there for a couple counts. Don't give up. And back in. So I feel that a lot on the outside of the foot, outside of the ankle, going up to the top of the ankle. Whew. All right, one last thing. We're going to do marches. Marches up and back. Hands wherever you want them. Up and back. I'm finding this to be a little more comfortable with the hands on top of the thighs. Just pick that foot right straight up. Again, don't let the band pull the leg in. Using the outside of that leg to keep it in alignment, up and back down. Don't let the shoulders come forward as you do this. It's so much easier to lift that leg when you can get those shoulders down. It feels like it. Nothing's happening. The legs aren't working anymore, the hip flexors. All you're doing is getting closer to the knee and back up. So stay where you are, lift and back down, straight down, up. Keep that alignment and back, up. Remember, so always remember, when you get done doing band exercises, your legs will be fatigued. These do a great job of working the lower body. But remember that when you're taking steps, your legs are going to be tired. You're not going to have the strength and the coordination that you had coming into this. One more time on each side, up. So take it slow. Back up, hold, and back down. Again, let the band go. Let's stretch out. So we did a whole lot with the outside of that leg, a whole lot. That means left foot out, right ankle, left shin, walk it up, shoulder blades back, wherever you need to be to feel that stretch outside of the hip. So you may get it bringing the foot up 6 inches on your shin. You may feel this hip really tighten or really start to stretch. You're done. That's as far as you want to go. Outside of the hip only, not the front. No place else. We'll go into the glutes a little bit, but outside of this hip is where you're really looking for. Shoulder blades are back, chest is out. This is going to put you in that position to be able to feel those muscles. And maybe you want to just a little bit of a lean, just a little bit. That'll help maybe a little, getting that there. And back up. Again, these are the piriformis muscles. We want to make sure that these muscles that go from the hips up into the outside are always nice and stretched out. Flexibility, movement, so it's not putting pressure on that lower back. Walk the foot up on the other side, same thing. Shoulder blades are back. So I go a little deeper. I bring the knee up on top of the leg up on top of the knee, and then do a little forward bend, but that doesn't have to be, probably not there. Just bring it up, halfway up if that's it. All you're looking for is find that stretch. Most important thing. And back and release. Foot out. Shoulder blades back. Bring that toe back. Calf muscles. Hold them. So this one for me, right now, today, this moment, I don't even have to lean forward into it. Just bringing that toe back is getting me those muscles from below the knee all the way up to above the ankle. That's all you want. And again, I'm stressing this because today is different than it was last week. Definitely. I was leaning way into it to try to get that, and I don't need that right now. And relax. Toes relaxed, foot's on the floor. And now, coming forward, I'm bring that toe up so I can get a little better stretch. I'm looking for above the knee, going up into the glutes. Hamstrings and glutes. Coming forward, not feeling it in the back of the thigh, so I'm going to extend that knee out just a little bit more. Roll the shoulder blades back, get that chest out a little more. Perfect. But it's not going behind the knee. I'm not putting stress on those tendons behind the knee. And pushing on that leg, come back up. Going to the other side. Come on out. Come on out to the other side. Toe back. Shoulder blades back. Extending at the knee as far as you need to. Bring the toe back as much as you can. Maybe leaning into it. Again, whatever works. Whatever works for you. You know where you need to be. All you got to do is look for it. And sometimes the first time you go looking for something like that, like trying to get to the muscle, core muscles and getting my core engaged, I could not figure that out. That took me years to really figure out what I needed to do to engage the core muscles to really get those working when I was doing the exercises. All right, relax the toe. Shoulder blades are back. Lean into it. Or whatever you need to do. Back of the thigh. Hold, hold, hold. Pushing up on the thighs, bring it back up again to right there. Shake those out. Grab onto the chair behind you. Grab on to the back of your chair. Roll the shoulder blades back. Whenever I say grab onto the chair behind you, I always think if there was a chair behind you, you'd be trying to reach for that one. So the back of your chair. Deep breath in, shoulders forward, elbows come up, hands on the thighs, chin to chest, stretch out the upper back. Deep breath in again, exhale, and bring the arms down. We're going up overhead. Big sweeps. Deep breath in through the nose, pushing the stomach out, and exhale, bringing the arms down. Take it down. Take it down, stretch out that back, and up again, arms first. Always remember, arms first, shoulder blades back as you come up so you don't use that lower back. Arms up overhead. Roll the shoulders back as far as you can. Deep breath in and exhale, bringing the arms down on the sides. It was a good band workout. Thank you guys for being with me. I really appreciate it. I will see you on Wednesday as our next class. Thank you very much for being here.